Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. This is our Twitch recap episode from last Sunday's live show, coming out 2 days early because I haven't had a chance to record anything else. Anyway, we were starting off our Asteroid Rendezvous mission with our crewed flight of our repurposed Artemis 3M. And here's us rolling it out to the pad. In a few seconds, we'll be selecting our crew to make the first crewed attempt at rendezvousing with an asteroid and trying to collect science. Of course, being a repurposed mission, it's still going up on the same DN6B as the old Artemis 3 that is currently on station at Mars. No time to really build a more reasonable vehicle, but enough time to choose a very unlucky crew for a very fortunate assignment, and we'll see if they actually get any rank up benefits from this. Anyway, here is old me. Are we only 100? I mean, I assume that's a decimal point. 188. I was like, that's not right. There we go. 6,200 tons. Make sure my fuel clamps are fueling. Toggle pump true. Okay, good. They should be. Map view. Bring up our target. No, that's... yeah. Set this target. Reasonably good. Went for a walk earlier, wound up scraping your hand. Be leaving to get started on dinner in half an hour to an hour. Right on. Sorry about your hand. Did you fall on something? Planner. Alright, now I'm actually not going to worry too much about our relative inclination. Why do we have an... oh, that's the target has a node. So actually, if we launch right about meow, say that's about our 90-degree track. And that, it falls just a bit short. Dang it. Wookie, you're back now. Driving connection sucked. Yeah, I know how that goes. That happens to me a lot. Alright, so we're probably going to give this a day or so. Yeah, no, that track is never going to actually intercept. What is the best way to plot this to where we can get our initial apogee to just cross paths here at the periapsis? Can anybody give me any good advice on how to set that up? Scorpio, how's it going? Janky piece of an armrest. Oh, that's the worst. Human person, how's it going? So I'm trying to kind of figure out the best way to launch to get our periapsis, or our apogee here, through whatever course. I guess it's just going to have to be through good flying. Although really that track, hold on, let's come out of time warp real quick. That track takes us right over the top of Madagascar. Right? Launching relative, no dog leg, fixed inclination at the top. See, that's what I tried to do last time, and it turned out our ascending, descending nodes were like here and here, which did us no real favors, trying to minimize that inclination. So I figure if I can ignore the inclination off the bat and just put our apogee here, right at its periapsis, when I burn to make this big loop, I can correct my inclination way out here, where it's going to be really cheap. I like the textures. No comment. What do you mean, use their orbital lines to see when to launch? I don't know, I don't know, like, all of this stuff, like, pretty much everything here is all on plane with the moon. which I know would be a straight 90 if we timed it right, I guess. 160 degree. Yeah, so just from eyeballing it, I think, I don't know, if I aim for the top half of Madagascar, I think I can make this work. And it is, I don't know, we do have oogles of Delta V, but let's take an orbit, or a day, and just see where we end up. Because I actually don't think we get there. Yeah, I'm going to have to eyeball it. Pretty much, so we'll just line that up. Yeah, I think we're at any given point going to be a little too high. Yeah, up to 44 degrees. This is what I tried to do last time. And then, well, yeah, this isn't so bad. But yeah, I think there's, to launch directly into its inclination is pretty impossible, because it's always going to be about 12 degrees off. So we have to make a correction on orbit. Yeah, 12.91 is as low as it's going to go. Satellites, mostly junk. I mean, some of it's junk. Some of it is kinda junk. Some of it is spent stages from other things. Alright. I think I'm just going to go for it. We're going to aim a little north of the 90 and just try to go. If you remove them and many others. Yeah, it's I'm about due for a cleaning operation to just go through and clean stuff out. And see what litter we can't get rid of, but for right now, I think we're just going to try to launch this sucker. So yeah, hopefully we can get all the way to our rendezvous before I run out of time today. You know, you can't stay very long today, human person. That bummer, man. I'm sorry to hear that. We'll miss you. I will miss you. Alright. Throttle is set to full. Yeah, okay, good. Our tanks are topped off. Ignition. I actually had no volume in my headphones today. That's different. Spool looks good. 1.13. That's probably better than most DN6 launches. And we're going. All right. And today's beverage is a Goose Island 312 Urban Wheat Ale. It's cool because it's urban. Basically, as long as you're in a circular low Earth orbit, you can pick your boost up point as you please, thereby giving you an ANDN location you want. Here's hoping. So I think that's what I tried last time when I was trying to minimize my relative inclination and did not go very well. Just based on the, I don't know, if we were launching from the equator and it at some point always cross the equator, then yeah, cool. So the oxygen valves work correctly so they don't screw up booster sep. Yep, no no silly Soyuz failures today. Don't bother with the inclination during launch, only after achieving orbit. Yeah, I'm not going to try to match inclination on the way up. It's actually going to get a whole lot worse. We're probably going to end up with like 40 degrees difference. maybe 30. Oh, time to gravity turn. Thanks, chat. So, no, we need to be north. Which is down for some reason, but I'm going to use that target vector as kind of an aim. I guess it looks like it's about 3 to 5 degrees above our 90 vector, so we're going to go 3 to 5 degrees below our 90 vector. And, yeah, no doglegging today. We're just going to go straight for orbit and hope to goodness they intersect at the appropriate point. There'll probably be lots and lots of bouncing to map view, just so you know. I apologize in advance. Of our whole crew, Jaeger and John Oliver, who have flown many times before, they look absolutely horrified. Poor Nancy Kennedy down there is just, has no idea what the hell she's gotten herself into. Yeah, I'm a little slow on my to-orbit here, unfortunately. Or on my gravity turn. Sorries. I know they won't come back. They should be thankful that you're not flying this mission. Maybe they'll come back. Clock is yellow. I was like, this is going way too smoothly. Yeah, that's because the clock is yellow, so time is not going as fast as it could be. These things do happen. Igor smells what the rock is cooking. That's a dated reference now. Man, it makes me sad to realize that. This is why I usually speed through launch footage. It is in fact no longer 2003. Let's see what we can gander here. That little line is so hard to see. Maybe? Yeah, I'm not going to get any worthwhile anything until we're much further along in this stupid endeavor. So let's zoom in real close to make things extra loud. We're going to go ahead and aim extra high, just because we need to be in a pretty high orbit. Maybe it'll buy us time to correct and stuff. We're 10 degrees off. I only wanted to be about 5 degrees off. Dang it. That'll make a difference. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and roll throttle back. Nice and comfortable for our crew, for whatever reason. Yeah, well, we were at 30 seconds to booster set. Now it's going to be more like a minute, because they should be running at 50%. 215 for Oberth. Crap, that's a really good idea. Yeah, that you're making lots of sense there, Wookie. I do need to correct my inclination. I wanted it to be at about 85-degree heading, not 80. We'll go ahead and bring this down a little bit. What's our time to apogee? 2 minutes, 19 seconds in climbing. And booster step in 30 seconds. It's actually going to be like 2 minutes for us because the clock is going stupidly slow. You know, these things happen. We're not going to need flight computers, so why does that matter? Alright, come on, booster step. G's are getting a little in the tad bit uncomfortable range. 10 seconds. Alright, 1 second. Turn to full throttle, boosters off. Ah, the launch escape tower, I didn't fix that. That was quite dumb. Alright, boosters clearing away. Imagine how strong the seats must be. Alright, escape tower jettison. Good day, sir. Alright, 2 minutes 12 to apogee and falling. Excellent, and yeah, we are right on course to do things the way we want to. Do we have enough of a line to make any determination if we're going off this way, which takes us about to here? Just trying to draw imaginary lines. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. We need a line that goes all the way across Madagascar before I can figure out what the hell we're gonna be. But 30 degrees relative inclination, falling just a little bit. Ooh, yeah, we got this little guy to look at now. And he's a little bit closer to the 90 vector than I am, so let's see if we can't make some adjustments. Let's also zoom out the camera so it doesn't look stupid. Missed launch abort and engine failures. So yeah, I don't know. I know the RS-25s are not recognized by test flight. I don't think the 171s, the RD-17 series, is either. The HD-3s are, and that sure would ruin this whole mission. Although I guess quite technically we have enough Delta V. No, we don't, because we'll have to carry the habitat with the docking doohickey. So, you know. You may yet get your wish, simulation gaming. I mean, not a launch abort, but maybe an engine failure. Like in real life, maybe you have up to maybe a 200-pound astronaut with a 100-pound suit sitting in a chair that's bolted to the floor. It has to not snap off even on a 10+ G load. Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. Wow, that does have to be a really sturdy chair. So I guess simulation gaming is telling you that we need to start flying the Shuriken more. Yeah, main engine failure on that are always interesting. We've had a single engine loss of thrust on one of those before, and that was, oh, so much fun to abort to orbit, because I'm stubborn. Alright, let's just build a whole bunch of speed. Stacks and stacks of it so I can get that line going across Africa so I can see where the hell I am. On a total failure, yes, it would be completely unflyable. On a partial failure, lost thrust, Not loss of ISP. Loss of ISP would I don't know. Loss of efficiency means you pretty much have to abort right then and there. But loss of thrust, if it goes down by about 50%, it's difficult, but it's doable. Yeah, I got a little too aggressive with this. We're gonna angle it back just a bit, just a tiny bit, just a teeny tiny bit, and hope that we can build that time to apogee back up a little bit. No, don't worry about it. If you get a single engine out, it's kill the engines, ditch everything, and glide to wherever you can. I mean, single engine total failure. Yeah, that's just a mission scrubbing abort. At some point, yeah. I mean, if the boosters are still lit, might as well just ride the boosters out and get as much speed up as you can to make Reentry gentler. If it's after booster set, then you're going pretty fast. Probably be able to survive that. Or I don't know, you might be going slow enough to survive that. Or try to RTLS on the OMS. And rip the wings off aboard entry. It's almost a sandbox. There's still a bunch of stuff I don't have access to. But yeah, I'm getting to the very top of the tech tree where almost everything's unlocked, and at that point, yeah, it becomes a sandbox game. I don't know, there's still some nodes to unlock, so like, once all the nodes are unlocked, I guess that's the end of the game, quote-unquote. Although I won't speculate to have an end goal in mind. But we all just know it lacks enough explosions for simulation gaming. Alright, let's roll this throttle back while we still can. Take a look at our line, because maybe it's going somewhere. Gonna come across here, and then yeah, maybe steer just a bit more south. Yeah, we're about to be in orbit, so the cards we have are the cards we've been dealt. Alright, let's get ready for engine cutoff. Tabbycat, this is KSP 1.1.3 in a quite archaic save file. And shut down. 521 by 123. Not great, not terrible. Stage that off, and let's get ourselves established here. Make sure throttle is zeroed. Stage in the HG3 so that we can have gimbal. Extend. Yeah, prehistoric. Activate radiator. Extend. So yeah, I think that if you want to play RSS and Realism Overhaul, the best thing you can do is go like a version or two back. I think 1.1.2 and 1.3.1 have stable-ish versions. Oh, yes. Look at this. I mean, yeah, it's 30 degrees off, but it's so close to our apoapsis / periapsis. And so we'll make a burn to come way out here. And then correct our inclination way the hell out there. Kurgit, how's it going? There's people on YouTube who still play .90 not to lose a good save file. Oh, please, please, please link those in Discord. Man, of all the versions of KSP I miss the most, .90 and .24. Yeah, I probably missed .24 a little bit more. I'm still off by a tiny bit, am I? Alright. Yeah, so I'm not trying to be dead even here because I need to have our orbits offset so that we can do the whole rendezvous thing. Oh, they're not RSS. After 700 hours of KSP, did your first RSS install? Felt like you're back in your first week. Oh yeah, that is why I love RSS. It brings back the challenge. It brings back all those interesting, lovely feelings about early game KSP where you have no idea what you're doing. You do really have to relearn the entire game, and it just becomes awesome again. All right, good. We're charging our batteries. That's what I was looking for there. We are 9 minutes out from the node. Okay, we need to start getting angled in here. Estimated burn time 7 seconds. Are you sure? The good old days of .13. Yeah, saying that, I don't know. I think it's pretty well established my philosophy on an RSS RP-0 install. If you get one that works, just stick with it and never change anything ever again. And ignore version releases forever. That is quite a... That's a lot of gimbal range. I think it got glitched out again. 7 minutes. We need to be pointing at this thing within 2 minutes or so. Roughly speaking. And you know what? I'm going to lock 2 of these. Save them for later. Alright, come on, little guy, let's go. Almost there. Oh, come on. Alright, good enough. Let's go ahead and get ourselves about 5 minutes out. A little more. So we need to ullage this heavy thing. Oh, I overshot. Look at me, looking at chat. Play on 1.1.2 until 2030 if you have to. Probably in that same boat. No, I want the engine, please. Thank you. Very stable. 5 ignitions remaining. Thank God I didn't forget to do that. And ignition. Solid light. Sorry, simulation gaming. It worked. 1.5 will have landing gear auto-tuning. Auto-spring damper. I don't know. That's not the one that irritates me the most. And honestly, I found a way to work around it well enough to just deal with it. Although, sometimes it can suck, and when your, 50-ton spacecraft bounces off the dirt and goes rocketing 100 meters into the air for no conceivable reason, yeah, that would be the fix I would like to see. Simulation gaming. We could just fix that instead. It'd be nice, I think. That's just my opinion. That's just me. People tend to think it's not legit when you land on the grass, although landing on the grass and then taxiing onto the runway. No, KSP's stock runway is still broke too. As far as I know. I'll be real honest, I haven't played stock in a long time. But it had the speed bumps. But yeah, I think instead of adding tank tooling and a bunch of other things into RP-1, they could have just fixed the runway. But I think they put the X-Planes contract in there kind of like throwing a bone, but most of them never use the runway. RP-1 is just the dev version of RP-0, the career mode for 1.3.1. Yeah. Kurgan's got your back there. That's where I kind of disagree, Scorpio. They can. With the, what was it, Kerbal constructs, where you can place more runways and other things around. They could very easily place a runway that works on top of the stock KSP runway and just edit the spawn-in node a meter or whatever higher and have a runway that works in the same place. I don't know. I'm probably oversimplifying it. It's just a dumb idea from somebody who has no idea what he's doing. Well, our crews seem to be much less terrified about their predicament now. I guess we can all be thankful for that. They all look rather, I don't know, stoned? What is that dumb look on John Oliver's face? What are they doing up there? That spoopy Halloween lighting. Let's say at Simulation Gaming, I will gladly take a small performance hit for a runway that works. Yeah, you know it's a 4-3 beverage when I am 9/10 of the way through it, and it's only been 40 minutes. I'm not talking about fixing the KSP runway. I'm talking about putting a new runway from a different mod on top of it and just moving the spawn-in point. Oh, I know those feels, Scorpio. Most of the time when I'm watching something YouTube or on Twitch, it's on my phone. And trying to comment on stuff as it happens is nigh impossible most days. Let's get all the fuel in the tanks that have the radiators. That was the point there. Oh, I think I screwed that up, because this is actually... Yeah, it's not going to tell me, but that's actually a service module tank, and this is a balloon cryo. So we're probably going to get some boil off no matter what we do here, but when we moved fuel out of this, there was already some liquid hydrogen boiling off. Yeah, I'll say in new versions of stock KSP, I read about all these lovely new features that they're adding, but it seems that they've ignored the busted landing gear forever, and that irritates me. But you know, again, I know very little of coding, so I could only assume it's a significant problem they're having a lot of trouble actually fixing. Let's take a look out here at map view and see how we're doing. Yeah, looking not too bad, really. That's our target track. Where's the target? Shouldn't be too far off from... Hey y'all, where's the target? Oh, there it is. Duh. I'm staring right at it. There's a line pointing to it that I was probably confusing for my ascending or descending node tracking line. Is this what you meant by your a little bit off, Wookie? Oh well. We can adjust the rest of the problems later. RSS 1.5. RSS for 1.5 will come out and probably around the time KSP 2.0 hits. And just skip 1.4 and go for 1.5. I don't know. I think whatever they do, whichever version, they should just stick with it for however long until they get a functional product. Because, I mean, not that it takes them too long to do this dev, as I know they're all volunteering and they're doing it for free and it's a passion project, etc. But it used to be back when KSP updates happened every, 6 months, every year. They'd get RSS working for one version, and then literally like 2 weeks later, a new version of KSP would come out. And now that they're updating like every 3 months, it's gotta be, I don't know, crushing. I'm gonna put in all this work, and by the time I'm done with this, they're gonna be 6 versions later, and there's gonna be all these features that we really want to integrate or do something with, or can do better, but can't. And we're becoming older. That's the real problem, dudes. No, there is no actual suggestion of a KSP 2. I think it'd be kind of silly, honestly. Uh-oh. Oh, come on. Simulation Gaming, I hate you. This is entirely your fault. Loss of thrust. Specific impulse still holding. You broke my good engine. Oh. Wow, that goes changing the landscape. Loss of thrust. Yeah, I guess this is what happens when you put a rocket in storage for 10 years. Yeah, I heard the change in pitch, and that's why I was like, something's wrong. Yeah, I'm very glad it's not a loss of performance. ISP and thrust. Just thrust. Maybe it'll hold out long enough for, 1, for us to finish this burn, 2, for us to make our correction and inclination. That's all we needed to do, really. Oh yeah, and the fact that it's already kinda broke means it's only going to get more broke as time progresses. That's fantastic. Great. Yeah. Problem with it being on half thrust is now it's going to take twice as long to burn the fuel that's in there, which means inevitably we're going to go over its rated runtime. Alright, last 100 meters per second or so. No, I don't need to throttle back. We're already at half thrust. Probably need to preserve for runtime and just run it at full throttle and kick it off when the time comes. We're actually going to run a little past because that's our target altitude. That's where we need to be, sorta, so shut down. There we go, 5 more meters per second. Fine. Music didn't get more Baroque this time. It progressed, in fact, stopped being Baroque altogether. Oh, Wookie. Let's align planes. Yeah, 113 meters per second. I'll take that. Oh, yes, I will. That should be next to nothing touch-up for this. Really? Okay, good. And it does keep us out of the atmosphere. That was my next question. 3 days to go. Why are you... What are you... Where are you going? I'm just going to dump fuel out for no reason. No reason whatsoever. The comms, please. Oh, yeah. Time warp. Duh. Thrusters. Nope, they didn't. They didn't go into crazy mode. Okay. That's fantastic. How's our boil off? That's awesome. We are not bleeding fuel like crazy. Although, yeah, let's check it again in the sun. Okay, not bleeding fuel like crazy. Sweet. Relative velocity kill is going to be using the APS. The all propulsion system. I was hoping to do it on the HT3, honestly, because it'll be so gosh darn effective. But we'll have to see how things... That engine might fail before we have a chance to see Artemis propulsion system. Gotcha. Fantastic. It may end up having to be, but Artemis is holding 3.3 kilometers per second. It'll be a bit less when we get the hab on there and docked and stuff, but we'll have to see how well that works out. $17 or so, some odd hours. 3, 2, 1, throttle back. Not throttle, time warp back. Alright, get us out of time warp, get us pointed at the node. RCS back on because none of you can be trusted. Alright, looks like there isn't any boil off. If there was, it's very, very minimal. I should have made note of the numbers, but I think, yeah, I think we lost a liter or so of liquid hydrogen thanks to our awesome radiators and our cryogenic tank. There's a way to cheat boil off? How's it going, Pulsified? Thanks for coming out. We're doing our Asteroid Rendezvous mission, which conveniently has the same initials as our Asteroid Redirect mission that we can never ever redirect. And our HG3 is experiencing a loss of thrust. Says the burn will take 15 seconds. I wonder if that's calculating the original value or the new value for our thrust number. You guys can go away. I don't need to double check our electric charge anymore. I am not. I'm playing a game. Come on, good light. Good light. Yes. Light is good. Let's keep track of that relative inclination. And get ready for throttle back. Maybe? Sorry, Chad, I have to ignore you for a little while. Oh. Just a little bit of overburn. We can correct this incoming malfunction in before exploded. Probably not. Oh, 0 relative inclination. Let's kill RCS so Jaguar doesn't screw this up. 3 ignitions left on our busted engine. We're going to use all of them. For shame. EVA, then detach the engine, then reattach it. Maybe the failure will get out. Oh, yeah, that might be actually cheating. Unlike the Wookiee and Simulation Gaming's version of cheating. Alright, so what to do next? Other than see where our closest approaches happen? Principia. Ah, yes, that was an answer to another question. Am I going to reconfigure the vehicle? Like what, shed the fairings and get the hab docked? Wasn't planning on it yet. Ah, gotcha. Thank you for clarifying that for us, Wook. I guess I should probably get these orbits paired up a little better. That node is just right up in my Christmas and it's making everything irritating. And it's not going to be a cheap burn. We're basically going to, what, radial out? No, radial in. For like a kilometer, right? Ooh, oh. And look at how close we are to hitting a moon thing. Oh, is that a little too much? Dang it, these things are so hard to gauge. let's not quite. Fine. That polar geosync orbit Y. It was a contract, and it was a good test case for the SKS's initial flight. Okay, let's run with that. We can make further adjustments later. That's 363 meters per second, and we're going to use the HG3 because reasons. Yes, I do realize it. I just never remember it when I need to. It would have been a useful tool. Another 6 days. Kerbal alarm clock's going to start yelling at me about stuff here soon to soon-ish. And unfortunately, it's stuff we can't ignore, so we might have to change gears a few times this stream. 20 seconds, it says that burn's going to take. We should probably get angled in. Let's just go ahead and do that now. So, you know, why not? RCS on, because I can't trust this crew. Turn SAS off, though, because there's no reason we should just burn all the fuel. That's what, we've used 2 ignitions, so we got 3 left. Thought so. You had a similar contract. Zero plate was given by NRO, because only NRO would require such a ridiculous orbit. It is super long, but at least we know it's not going to hit the moon. Which I will take total credit for the last asteroid mission, knocking it around just that tiny little bit that it needed to save the entire world. All right. And we'll just get this extra close. We can be a little fast and loose with this one, because it's not an inclination check. Alright. 20 seconds out. Computer to maneuver. Start the ullage. Very unstable. Risky, risky, very stable. Light it. Come on. There you go. Another good ignition on our busted engine. Alright, you get started on dinner. See you guys later. Thanks for coming by, Ash. Much appreciated. We'll see you soon. Oh yes, you should totally bring me some dinner. I'm hungry. So much tasty. And say, man, did he already check out? Because now I really want to know what he's having for dinner. HG3's begging for a reinforced carbon nozzle extension. I mean, you know, why not? There's shutdown. 10th of a meter per second off, not bad. I'll take it. RCS off, because I don't trust you. This HG3 is like a Honda D17 with 2 dead injectors. Runs bad, but still efficient. Yes. Alright, let's let KSB do dumb things to us. I did lock these tanks, right? I don't have to... No, I did not, but we don't have those thrusters enabled, so it does not matter. Alright, where's our asteroid buddy? Oh, come on, really? And well, from here it was a long hold on the thrusters to bring ourselves away from an encounter with the moon, but it does bring to bear the exact gravity of our situation. And maybe had our previous mission not been able to nudge the asteroid just those tiny little minuscule bits, that maybe this thing would have had an encounter with the moon and would have come cataclysmically impacting the Earth. So after this very long and tedious RCS correction, because I wanted to save the ignitions on the HG3 in case we had a chance at all that we might be able to nudge this asteroid just a little bit more, just kind of buy us an insurance policy or so to bring it a little further away from the moon, although I think we figured out that it is actually not going to get sucked up by the moon at any given point during its orbit now, which does give me a monicum of security, and also buys us a lot of time, so we can take our time in doing whatever we want to this asteroid. It is not going anywhere, and that makes me very, very happy. But from this point forward, it was basically a lot of figuring out our orbital period and guesstimating on when was best to make a correction so that we could more accurately intercept this thing. A long and drawn out process of which I will not bore you. And honestly, we ran out of time on the live stream itself before we could get anything real accomplished. So we will have to split this mission into 2 parts, which I guess is not only standard, but doing something in only 2 parts would be kind of a record for me. So anyway, there'll be lots of node corrections and hopefully rendezvous in next episode of the Asteroid Rendezvous mission. So that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.